Yo, what's going on, guys? SMH back bringing you guys another reaction video. And today, we're actually reacting to Game 7 stats by some of the best stars, looks like, in the NBA today. I don't know if it's going to be like all time because all these players play today, obviously. But this video is by Let's Argue Basketball. He doesn't have, I don't think, too many subs. So if you guys enjoy this video, please be sure to go sub to his channel. I'm going to put obviously the link in the description for this video, so you can do that there. But I just saw this because obviously I'm subscribed to him, but I just saw this in my subscriptions and I'm like, might be interesting. So let's dive in.
Game 7 is the best type of games to watch in my opinion. The playoffs is a different type of energy, but Game 7 is on a whole nother level. That's why I really respect the players who show up in these moments. There's only a handful of NBA All-Stars that played in multiple Game 7s, but let's take a look at how these players performed in those games and see who plays the best out of all of them. The first player we're going to look at is LeBron. Game 7 LeBron averages 34.9 points, 9.9 rebounds, and 5.6 assists, shooting 48.7% from the...
What I'm going to draw from this, so obviously his scoring production goes up a lot. Now we also have to consider what the team was looking like when he went to a lot of these Game 7s, because I believe he went to some against the Pistons and against the Celtics in his first time in Cleveland, and obviously the last year in Cleveland he went up against like the Pacers and the Celtics without Kyrie and Gordon Hayward, whatever. But those teams weren't really that great around him, so it makes sense that his scoring is up. It makes sense his assists are probably down. His efficiency is not that bad. I think it's a little bit lower than normal, and I think his 3-point percentage is a little bit lower than normal. Now, does that say 18% from free throw? That better mean 78. That looks like it might be a 7, it might be a 1, but yeah, 78, that would, I guess, make sense. 18%, that's bad. I hope it's not.
The field, 33.3% from 3 and 78% from the free throw line. These numbers is really crazy, I ain't gonna lie. People can't say Bron don't show up in these moments. He also has a 6-2 record in Game 7s, which is really good. The teams he lost to was the Pistons in 2006 and the Celtics in 2008. The teams he won against was Golden State in 2016 when he came back from being down 3-1, in 2012 against the Celtics with the Heat, then the following year in 2013 against the Pacers and the Spurs the same year, and against the Pacers and the Celtics in 2018. Up next is KD. In Game 7s for his career so far, he averages 33.3 points, 7.3 rebounds, and 3 assists, shooting a ridiculous 55
Alright, so it looks like his, okay, from what I'm looking at from like his normal career, his field goal percentage is a little bit above normal. His 3-point percentage definitely is. Free throw percentage looks, I think that might be a little bit lower in his career average. But that looks like a typical stat line from Durant. Maybe a few more points per game, obviously, but not bad.
4% from the field, 53.3% from 3, and 82.8% from the free throw line. His efficiency in these games are really crazy. KD is definitely one of the most efficient scorers in NBA history. You can't deny that, and shows up even more when it matters the most. He's 3-1 in these games. The only team he lost to was the Warriors, and I'm pretty sure everyone knew that. He beat the Grizzlies in 2011 and 2014, and beat the Rockets in 2018.
Yo, I want the Grizzlies so bad to go to the finals, or to beat not go to the finals. I wanted them to go to the conference finals and beat the Thunder in 2011, because that was like when they were an 8 seed. I was like, that'd be so cool. But yeah, and obviously 2014 was close, but yeah.
Game 7 performance was in 2011 against the Grizzlies, when he had 39 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists, shooting 52% from the field, 44% from 3, and was perfect from the free throw line.
This series is underrated.
Next up is Steph Curry. In Game 7s, he averages 28.3 points, 6 rebounds, and 7.3 assists, shooting 44% from the field, 43.8% from 3, and 100%.
Okay, so that's kind of insane. He hasn't missed a free throw. Of course, we don't know how many he's taken. His points per game, it's about what I'd probably expect. I mean, his per game numbers don't look too bad. 3-point, really everything looks about normal. Free throw percentage probably a little bit more than normal, but we don't know how many he's taken. Field goal percentage looks a little bit down. But yeah, other than that, I mean, it's really not that bad when you're
From
just
the free
looking
throw
at the
line.
numbers on paper.
He's 2-2 in his career so far in these games, taking losses to the Clippers in 2014 and Cavs in 2016, and winning against OKC in 2016 and the Rockets in 2018. His best Game 7 was against OKC. That game he had 36 points, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds, shooting 54% from the field, 58% from 3, and was perfect from the line.
Obviously.
Up next is Kawhi Leonard. Like Curry, he's 2-2 in Game 7s. He averages 22 points, 10 rebounds, and 1.3 assists.
Okay, so what we got to look at for this, first of all, I think a lot of these his points per game average is probably going to be lower because a lot of his were probably like when he was with the Spurs and stuff like that. But I mean his efficiency is a bit lower than I'd expect. His 3-point percentage is also a bit lower. Really, all of his shooting stats are a bit lower. I mean, you got to think they played against the Sixers. That was, I think, the only one since he's left the Spurs. But we'll see who all he's played. I know he's played the Heat. They're probably going to show the one with the Clippers. I'm not going to.
Shooting 43.4% from the field, 22.7% from 3, and 73.3% from the free throw line. His losses in Game 7 were against the Heat in 2013 and the Clippers in 2015. He won against Dallas in 2014 and against Philly last year, where he hit one of the clutchest shots in playoff history and became the only player to hit a buzzer beater in a Game 7.
Okay, you know what? It does make sense then, because all 3 of his other Game 7s were before he was even an All-Star, so I guess it does make sense. And I know he played really well in that game, besides just, like the shot that they showed, but.
That game, he finished with 41 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals, shooting 41% from the field, 22% from 3, and 87% from the free throw line. Next is James Harden. In Game 7s, he averages 26.7 points, 5.7 rebounds, and 5.7 assists, shooting 42.4% from the field.
Okay, now this is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how many Game 7s he's played in. Obviously, he played in the one against the Grizzlies when he was in OKC. He played against the one against the Warriors. And I mean, there's going to be more. But, I mean, his stats are actually a bit lower than what they are now. And his efficiency is a bit lower as well. So we're going to see.
28.6% from 3 and 73% from the free throw line. His only Game 7 loss was to Golden State in 2018. He picked up wins against the Grizzlies in 2011 with KD and Russ, and against the Clippers in 2015. Even though he won in 2015, he didn't play too good. That game he had 31 points, 8 assists, and 7 rebounds, but he shot 35% from the field and 28% from 3. Up next is Westbrook. In Game 7s for his career so far, he averages 20 points, 14.3 assists, and 9 rebounds, shooting 42.9% from the field, 50% from 3, and 87% from the free throw line. He's 2-1 in those games, only losing to Golden State in 2016, and has wins against the Grizzlies in 2011 and 2014. Next is Chris Paul. In Game 7s for his career, he averages 20.8 points, 9.5 assists, and 5 rebounds, shooting 46% from the field, 34% from 3, and 84% from the free throw line. He's 3-3 in these games, picking up wins against Memphis in 2012, Golden State in 2014, and the Spurs in 2015. He lost to the Spurs in 2008, to the Rockets in 2015, and to the Jazz in 2017. As you can see, some stars play way better than other stars when it matters the most.
Yeah.
Out of everyone on this list, it's definitely between Bron and KD on who shows up the most in Game 7s, but I'm going to have to give it to Bron. What do you think about these players' performances?
I think they definitely have played the best when looking at like their whole career. But again, of course, it all depends on like opportunity. I mean, maybe if Kawhi was, the guy at the beginning, maybe if he had probably the offensive skill set that he had today in all of his Game 7s, then I mean his numbers would probably represent something like that if he played in like 3 or 4 of them or something the way he is now. Who else did we see? I mean Steph Curry's numbers really aren't that bad. But then again, he hasn't really played in too many Game 7. Really, not a lot of these guys have played in too many Game 7s, or at least not nearly as many as like LeBron. I think LeBron has played in 8 of them. I think that's what he said, 6-2, I believe. So that's definitely like a bigger sample size. So it makes more sense that obviously, him having really good stats would be one of the better ones in the league. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I thought it was pretty interesting and it was worth the watch. But thank you guys for watching, and I'm out. Peace.